Hello. Right, on the I think it was part 3 that I did, I had to delete off YouTube and I was proper gutted. So I am just here at the moment. Just done some levelling, as you can see. Yeah, let's check it. And I also got the limit breaks off as well because yeah. So yeah, I was so gutted. I had to delete it because basically there was music from the game in the video and it was too loud, so I had to delete it and I was so like gutted about it. But yeah, so I'm gonna play it again. And I also have some news as well. Final Fantasy 7, the rumours about the remake, they're not gonna happen. Like, they're not making a Final Fantasy 7 until they make a game that's as good as it. So basically, there's never going to be one. Because there's no way in hell that they're going to make a game as good as this one. I mean, yeah, the other games are okay. Like, Final Fantasy 13, it's okay. It's not too bad. Final Fantasy 13 2, I enjoyed more than Final Fantasy 13. But then they've got another one out. They keep making sequels to the games, which they never made a sequel to. Well, they did in the end make a sequel to this, but you know, it's kind of a bit okay. Where you going with this kind of thing? So, but the best thing that Square Enix could do is to develop a Final Fantasy 7 game, keeping the battle system the same, updating the graphics, keeping the music, or just redoing the music so it's slightly different, but we recognise the music, and making it into the game. And then, what they should have done, because they're not that smart, is they should have made it exclusive to PS4, which would have then come out with the next gen console, which would actually get people wanting to play on the PlayStation 4. But obviously, they haven't thought of that. They would have been getting so many sales in just from this game. So yeah, that's just my thoughts, but yeah, I want to know your thoughts really, what you think of it. I think like they're re-releasing the games like on the PC. Like I know that Final Fantasy 8's coming out back on the PC, which is awesome because I love that game as well. Final Fantasy 10 is coming out on Vista, whatever it is. That's coming out on there. So that's another thing. They're releasing all the older games. So why don't they just remake this one? And make it really, really good. Like the graphics, for example, can be like Crisis. Is it Crisis Core? The sequel to this one. The beginning bits of this one. Make the graphics like that, but in the same Final Fantasy style. And I've seen like a couple of videos where people have tried to do their interpretation of how the game should be, and one of them was absolutely awesome. It had the battling system and everything, and I'm like, why don't they do this? It's so frustrating. Just make the game. It's oh so yeah, please, if you've got anything to ask me about it, I'll try and give it like an answer about it. If you want to know anything more about any rumours, just message me and I'll try and do my best to answer back. But yeah, I think that someone should write a petition about making Final Fantasy 7 again. But the problem is they've got to make it the same. they have to keep everything not the same. Well, yeah, everything the same, but just update the graphics, update it a bit. So you got the Midgar, you know. I mean, I know it's probably not the same. They did a Tomb Raider remake of Anniversary. Although I did it a lot, I did really enjoy it, but it didn't have that feeling of the first. Yeah, I recognise some of the places, but it didn't have the feeling I had when I played the first game. So yeah, I just want like all the old stuff to come back. So, right, what am I doing? I've been too busy yapping. Where am I going? Let's go here. Okay, so right, I'm gonna go and get Tifa from here. So first of all, need to talk to this idiot. Another thing about the Final Fantasy is Square Enix, as you may know, are actually just douchebags. They're not the same company as they used to be, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're so douchebaggy. For example, if they release a Final Fantasy 7 game, they're going to try and do, I can just see it happening, they're going to try and do what they did with Final Fantasy 13-2, or something similar. Basically, I don't know if you've not played Final Fantasy 13-2, then good on you, because you wasn't really missing that much. I enjoyed the game, I liked the ideas into the game, but it wasn't a Final Fantasy game. And the ending was naff, I thought. Didn't like it, bored me. And the other thing is, you have to pay for your ending to the game. I mean, that's disgusting. You buy a game thinking that you can play the game and then you get to the ending. On this one, you have to get to the end of the game. You can do it in different ways. You can get all the different endings. So there's more than one ending, about 9 or something stupid like that. And then when you get to the end of the game, it says to be continued. So when I got to the end, I was like, what? Are you serious? Is that the end? Really? And I was so annoyed. I just shoved my Final Fantasy 13-2 disc in a drawer and I haven't touched it. I was so annoyed with it because there's no way in hell I am paying, what, £5 on top of, when the game came out it was about 40 quid or something like that over here, for a game to then have to pay an extra £5 to get the ending, which should actually be on there. That's disgusting. So, I can see that is probably going to happen with Final Fantasy 7. You're going to play parts of the game, and then, or they'll probably be arseholes and, like, I don't know if anyone's played Walking Dead, where you get certain episodes. I can imagine them doing something like that. We have to pay to play an episode. What's the point? It's stupid. I bought 2 episodes in the end of The Walking Dead. I know what happens at the end. And I was so annoyed with it because it was like, I don't know how many points it was something like 400 points, but that's not the point. I just want to buy the game and play it. I don't want to keep having to keep buying things onto the game. Like, I don't mind having DLC, like on, what was it? I think it was Fable. They had all their, like, they had the main storyline on the disc, and then you could have downloadable stuff on top of it, that extra bits, which you didn't have to play it, that weren't, you know, they weren't vital to the main storyline, but they had like another side story. That I enjoyed. But if they're just going to be arseholes, there's no point in you making a Final Fantasy 7 game. I would rather keep Final Fantasy 7 in my memory if they're going to be arseholes. However, I really enjoy Final Fantasy 7 and I don't think they should just give up on it. I think they should try. But the problem is, there've been rumours about some games that they've meant to be developing and they've still not come out. For example, Kingdom Hearts 3. That was announced when the PlayStation 2 was out. Just before PlayStation 3 was coming out. And they said, oh yeah, it will come out on PlayStation 3. Well, where is it then? It's still not out. And Final Fantasy Versus? How long ago did they say they were going to do that? And it's not come out. And I think they're just an annoying company now. They're just trying to get the money out of people. They're thinking that maybe if they say, oh, we'll remake it if another game sells better, the psychological thing they're trying to do is get people to buy their games now, so that they can remake it. Maybe, I don't know, but that's not the point. Your games aren't as good now as they were then. The storylines, yeah, they're all okay, but for example 12, look at that disaster. That wasn't even worth picking up. That wasn't even worth the money I bought for it. So yeah, just a little bit to think about. But but if you look at all the games they did do on the PlayStation, they did so many games on the PlayStation 1, and then after Final Fantasy X it just started going downhill. So yeah, what I'll do as well, I'll leave some links in the description for you, if you want to check out a couple of demos that I found on there, what the game could be like. And I know some people probably won't want that because they'll think, oh god, you're just like getting my hopes up and then ripping them down kind of thing. But like, just imagine how graphically it would be. That's the only thing this lacks, is the new engines that are out now. So yeah. Anywho, right. Squat. Oh yeah. Come on. Oh god. What I was gonna say, I've forgotten. Right, so now my dress should be ready. Save it first, actually.